You're telling me he couldn't jump her car, and they work in energy.
I'm not defending that movie. There's many hills I choose to die on. That is not one of them.
I mean, I feel like...
All right, everyone. Get in position. We're taking control of this ship.
Hold! Hold!
Hold! Brothers, hold!
Why does Mario get to be on the star?
Blocks have appeared, have they not? And the mirror back there has begun to move as well. All right, now pay attention. You should be able to stop the mirror by striking the corresponding block. Yes, in theory, I'd advise testing the theory on baby Luigi's block. Aha!
Oh, so do you have to hit it while it's...
Interesting. The shroom saucer only rises a distance equivalent to the length of the meter. Now let's have baby Mario hit his block as well. X? Yes, that's it. Excelized! And now it's Mario's turn. Hey! Eh? You want to turn too, Luigi? Oh, yeah. Alright, go ahead.
Luigi's like, why do you always forget about me?
Now it's time for Mario's block. It's different from the others. You'll understand once you hit it. Go ahead, Mario. And there we go, we fired a shot.
Oh.
As you can see, that block emits an amazified beam. And by the way, the block will emit the beam even if the other 3 blocks are not struck.
I wonder how they did these weird words in Japanese.
Oh, you got me. Those irritative saucers have appeared again. It would be ideal if we had more time to practice, but it does not appear to be so. It is time to be serious. Do not falter. Would you like me to explain that again, just to be safe? I got this. I got it! Luck cycle initiated. Part of me wonders if he does have those words. Fantasticated, let's try and take out one more Shroob saucer. Or if, like, that's just an Americanized thing to give him more personality. It's just like, hey, what if the translation, perfectitude? Like, what if that just said perfect in Japanese, but they decided perfectitude just to give him more of a personality? They're back again. You should be able to take out these ships the same way. Luck cycle initiated. Alright, so this is a little mini game.
Pretty possible.
We gotta take these guys out by just lining up the shot and then taking them.
Because, I mean, the only other thing I can think of is that they would spell it out.
Okay.
Because there is an alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's confusing as shit for me because
Right.
I don't know any of it.
Yeah.
But unless they, like, spelled it out.
Well, we looked up the Japanese term for green.
Yeah, it's Midori.
Midori, which makes so much more
Midoriya.
sense for Midoriya. Even though, like, I named my son Green.
Well, that's his last name.
His last name, okay.
His first name is Izuku.
Izuku, okay.
Izuku Midoriya.
I forget, they don't, again, because of the formalities, you
Yeah.
don't hear Izuku that much.
So it's just like how they call him Ida in Todoroki.
Yes.
Bakugo.
That's their last name.
Those are their last names.
Okay.
Which is why it's interesting because everyone is like, oh, Bakugo, but Midoriya calls him Kachan. Calls him by his first name. Informal.
So if I was in an anime, it would be like...
You'd be Blackie.
Blackie!
Yeah, you'd be Blackie.
Well, how about that?
So unless you gave permission, and this is only to my understanding,
Okay.
unless you gave permission, like, oh no, call me Warren.
Okay. Well, how about that? Shrot!
Yeah. That was the entirety of growing up. There were 9 Amandas in my class.
Oh my god.
So we all got called by our last name. So whenever I entered, like, the working force and started getting called, like, Amanda, I didn't know they were talking to me.
Oh, shit.
Like, I just didn't have the wherewithal to, like, respond. Sorry. Now at work, all my shit comes up Elsie.
Okay, so we took care of all the Shroob saucers that were blocking our path. So now we can go to the 3rd floor. Once we correct the path, of course. But yeah, that wasn't anywhere near the end of Shroob Castle. That was just to clear out the flying saucers patrolling the area.
Yeah, so technically his name would be Izuku Green.
Izuku Green. Alrighty.
Which Green is a regular last name.
It is. Yeah.
Mr. Green, the butcher.
Yeah, from Hey Arnold.
Arnold.
Yeah, I was blanking on like an example. But I know of like Lewis Black, Ron White. Like, it's very common for like a last name to just be a color. Josh Blue.
I'm very curious as to how that happened, because most of the time, like, your surname was your either the location in which you were from,
Yeah.
or your trade.
Because I'm pretty sure that's my grandparents' deal, like McFall.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the location.
Yeah.
And I believe Scotland.
So it would be like, oh, my name is Warren of McFall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or if
See,
you
that
were...
sounds better than Warren McFall Blackie. I am Warren of McFall.
Yeah. But it was the same with, like...
I'm Warren of McFall.
Because Blackie probably, like, you probably came from blacksmiths.
That'd be cool.
So, because, I mean, most of the time it would shorten to Smith,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be, like, unheard of.
Wow. So I might have been my line might have been a bunch of badasses.
Yeah.
Boy, did I do them wrong.
Whereas, like...
Making voices in front of a computer, they're just looking down. We were a blacksmith. What happened?
Well, my family, like, the trade...
We were Russian.
The trade was in, like, scrap metal, the recycling industry.
Cool.
Because that's what trot means, is scrap metal.
Yeah. Well, look at you.
Yeah.
I don't need to go to Ancestry.com. I just got to turn to
Yeah.
my girlfriend. Hey,
I've done all the research.
Where did I come from?
Yeah, I really like lineage.
What
and,
is my
like,
purpose?
heritage and things like that.
What am I fighting for?
Oh! I really like the one quote thing that I posted before where it's like, you know, I'm sitting in my apartment drinking hot tea with like a full, you know, aniseed or whatever, and it's warm enough to have the windows open in fall, and it's like the ancestors looking down like proud,
Oh, okay.
as opposed to like, oh, what have we done? They're proud that like we can do those things.
Oh, okay.
I like to think of it that way instead
Think
of
of
them
it that
being
way.
like utterly disappointed, like,
Just like cringing and face palming.
oh, she paints pictures. Like, what have we done? You know?
Like the ancestors depicted in Mulan. I knew it. That Mulan was a troublemaker.
Yeah.
She comes from your side of the family.
Yeah. I'd rather, like, I prefer to imagine them being proud that, like, I don't have to work in a field.
Right.
You know, I don't have to do those things, that I can, like, make a living and sustain myself, you know, comfortably without doing those things. I like to think of it that way instead.
That's a nice half glass full approach.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to think about it. Hey, whatever gets you by, I always say. If like that thought gives you pleasant dreams, go for it.
It's just better than the utter crushing disappointment. that
Yeah.
I'm not in the scrap metal trade.
Just like looking
you know?
down and being like, ooh. Ancestral face palms.
Well, 'cause it's also like the other side of my family, like the lineage just means immigrated Jew.
Ah! Okay.
Is like the meaning of the other side of my family's last name. So, you know, I might be Jewish. I
You
don't
might
know.
be Jewish.
I might be
There
Jewish.
you go. Well, how about that? I know I'm Scottish, a little German, and like this one's weird. I didn't really look into this one, but it's like 1/14 Cherokee or something.
A lot of people in the U.S. are
Yeah.
part Native American.
So like it's just like, huh, neat. Coolio. And like, oh crap. Hang on. Get in position, babies. There we go. Crap! I went back to these guys too quickly. Always skipping on Luigi.
Luigi's like, hey!
Why does everybody skip my turn? I get a turn like everybody else.
But yeah, my dad's parents, his dad was 100% German, like from Germany, fresh off the boat.
Oh, here we go.
His mom was 100% Irish.
Hmm?
I have all of their paperwork.
It appears she can neither see nor hear us.
That's how computers work.
I'll fix that.
Baby's like, hey! Hey!
Come pay attention to me.
He's gonna start crying. Ah! That voice! Is that Mario? He's come for me. Peach is also Olivia.
It is possible the impact completed the circuit.
I'm locked in a room all the way at the top of the statue. But how are you? Well?
We'll never know. The transmission's ended. The monitorization equipment seems destructified.
Oh no.
And yet we've learned that Princess Peach is safe. I believe that pipe must lead to the upper levels. Come on, everyone. Back to adventure.
Yeah, my mom's dad was straight Hungarian.
Ah. Well, how about that?
And then I have like a little bit of European mutt on my mom's side.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I'm a bunch. Let's just say that.
I remember growing up and my mom
All right,
used to
here
feel
we go.
so bad.
Off to the final stretch.
She used to feel terrible for being German, and we had to try and explain to her that she is not, in fact, German.
That's funny.
Her children are German, but she is not
Ah!
German. Do you have to, like, avoid the chain chomp?
No, that automatically happens. So instead of going up to the final floor, we're going down to the bottom floor
Oh.
to make the area longer. Hey, we went up? No, we went down. How'd that happen?
The babies are like, I can't believe we're this stupid in the future.
Oh, jeez. Alright, so now we're in Shroop Castle sewers. Stock up with some items. What, something scary?
Oh, no, I was just, they were hitting the block.
Oh, okay. Whee! So, I don't know if I addressed this earlier, but, like, these take us back to the entrance. And we're going to use this to do our final shopping, spend all of our beans, and get prepared before we take on the final boss.
Oh, okay.
So keep those in mind. Oh, crap.
Battle.
Oh, crap. Gonna have to fight old Shroomsworth here.
Your mustache versus my mustache. Let's go.
Battle of the mustaches.
Tagging in eyebrows.
The baby's like, he's talking to you. I ain't got shit. Here we go.
His eyebrows just make me think of Max Magician.
Oh my
like,
God.
The wizard. And
He
they
just had the
like,
cotton balls.
Yeah, they just like glued cotton
Popped
balls
right onto his
to the top
eyebrows.
of his eyebrows. It was so weird.
And that, my young apprentice, is just the beginning.
Are those cotton balls?
We need to do some more
One's
Perfectly
eyebrows.
Pawfuls.
I know.
Surprisingly,
I love
when we
them.
look at like how our channel is doing, like there's the obvious ones like the Miyazaki.
Yeah, that
but
do
like
really well.
Choopy's up there.
I know.
There is something about Choopy that people are just like,
I love it. Because it's just raw. Like, it's literally the way that we do it is we watch the show, like,
we
that
watch the
movie
movie.
with a notebook. And, like, whenever we just have something to say, it's like we say it and write it down
Yep.
with a timestamp. Like,
and then we go through and we record, and then we put those in to match the timestamp in the movie.
yeah. Because, I mean, it's just, like, what you naturally say in the movie.
Yeah. And like it's something we always do regardless of the quality is like
Yeah.
we'll just get quippy. I think it's something that many people do.
And, I mean, we do that even when we're not writing it down. We watch a movie, I'm like, why is he doing that?
You did that all throughout Chain Reaction. All throughout Chain
I
Reaction.
Can't help it. I mean, okay, they work
Like,
in
after the
energy,
third time,
and
I was
he didn't
just like-
freaking start the car. You're telling me he couldn't jump her car, and they work in energy.
I'm not defending that movie. There's many hills I choose to die on. That is not one of them.
I mean, I feel like there could have been, like, you know, they go for the jumper cables and they're broken, or
Yeah.
something like, give it a shot, man.
Yeah.
Just try.
Give an
Yeah.
attempt. Oh, let's evade that helicopter by jumping straight into ice cold water.
I know, when there's land right there. Dumbest smart people I've ever seen.
Exactly.
But...
Oh my god. No, after like the third quip, I was just like, do you want me to get the notebooks? Like we could do a Perfectly Pawful of Chain Reaction.
I don't know if it's too popular.
It's not a B movie. It's, as we
It's
discussed,
an
an
A-
A- movie. Yeah. It got Morgan Freeman. It got Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, like, it had a stellar cast. It was
And
just poor writing.
Rachel Weisz, I think it is.
She's in a lot of movies with Keanu Reeves.
She's in Constantine.
Yeah.
I also know her as the leading lady in the Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser.
Oh.
Yeah, that's her. And that's pretty much all I know of her.
Yeah, she's not bad.
She wasn't in the third Mummy movie. She was too good for that movie. Brendan Fraser wasn't. He still tried. God bless
Poor
him.
Brendan Fraser.
Hey, he's coming back though. He's in this like DC Comics television show. So like it's his first comeback role in well over 10 years.
Yeah.
Because he lost everything in the divorce.
Aww.
Everything.
Poor guy.
And like he's finally like getting back to being himself. But like it's not like Keanu Reeves or Rick Moranis where like he quit showbiz because
Right, for personal
for personal self-healing or stuff like that. No, he just lost it all in the divorce.
That makes me so sad.
Yeah. Like I feel bad for him because like he was like the Dwayne The Rock Johnson of like the early 2000s.
Especially like with George of the Jungle and
Yep.
like I just feel so bad because everyone was like, look how fat he got. And I'm just like,
Aw.
are you kidding me? Like, people are so cruel.
He was in the Looney Tunes movie that wasn't Space Jam, the other one. I don't remember the name. I think it was like Back in Action or something.
When does the next Space Jam come out? Is it already out?
No,
Did
I
that
think it comes
happen?
out like this holiday season. I think it's planned to be like a Christmas release. I think. It looks fine.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look as for the trailer. It doesn't look as bad as I was expecting because I was just like, why would you try and make another Space Jam?
It looks like a hodgepodge of like everything that Warner Brother owns.
Yeah.
Which is just something they've been desperately trying to do is just like, let's make a multiverse. And I'm just like, or you could just focus on a good story. No, we want to do what Marvel is doing. But Marvel's
Well, I
already
feel like
done it.
everyone wants to do what Marvel is doing. Everyone is trying to make their own universe now, and it's just like, stop it.
You just feel like that boat has passed though. Like we're in a new
Not only that,
generation.
sometimes it's so frustrating when they try to do that because sometimes you just want to watch a freaking movie without having to see every other goddamn movie before it.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I will admit, Marvel made it work. The Dark Universe or whatever, they couldn't make it work.
Well, like,
DC fumbled.
And that's the thing with Marvel is like you didn't have to watch them in order. With the exception of the last two movies, you didn't have to watch them in order. You
mainly had to watch the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say because like I
Captain America
didn't
and
see
Iron
Ant-Man
Man.
and the Wasp. And there was another one that I didn't see, and it's like the Endgame movies still made sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't need to see it. I knew who Ant-Man was, I know what his power is, and that's all that mattered.
Yeah. But like, if you wanted to, you could just see a little extra.
Yeah. So, and I think that's the thing that these other companies aren't realizing. They're trying to connect every little thing, and it's like, you don't need to.
Well, recently, and like I read this, and I'm just like, well, we knew this from the start, but it's nice that someone finally admits it. J.J. Abrams, the guy who directed Force Awakens and eventually Rise of Skywalker, said, I feel like I'd have done a lot better if Disney had a plan. He just out and said it. Like, I feel it would have went a lot smoother. It'd be like, no, really?
No shit.
You mean if there was a plan, instead it'd be like, wow, we spent like $4 billion on this.
Yeah.
Let's just pop them out
Well, and
until the tits are cream cheese.
And I think that, like, the same thing goes, though, is we're in a transitional era where it's like the storytelling isn't so much what they're trying to accomplish. They're just like, look at how pretty we can make it. Look at how beautiful this animation is. Look at how nice it looks. Look at how pretty.
Yep.
Instead of being like, yeah, it's a good story. Because, I mean, like, look at Frozen 2. Beautiful animation. Stunning.
Story was all over the
Crap
place.
that story, man.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well just watch it on mute.
Yeah, I agree. And like, it's weird because like I wasn't the biggest fan of Frozen 1, but looking back, I like it a lot more than Frozen 2.
Because it had an actual story.
Yeah, it did. I may not have agreed with all the decisions they took with the story,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, like it was a fleshed out story. There was a vision there.
Because it's like, I mean, and you guys will hopefully see it in Earwig and the Witch whenever we get that video out here in the near future.
Ah, okay.
Something that I go over is like when I'm watching these movies, I constantly remind myself the age group that they're for.
Yeah.
So, and it's like watching adults complain about certain aspects of movies. I'm like, that's because it's not intended for you. They're like, oh, this plot is not complex at all. It's so superficial. I'm like, that's because it's meant for 8-year-olds.
Right.
Their brains can't, dissect a complex plot yet. So, and it's like whenever you get yourself in that type of mindset, it's way easier to like understand what's going on.
No, I get you. I think Earwig and the Witch's biggest problem, and like I said this before, but like it's following Miyazaki. How the hell can anyone follow Miyazaki?
You can't.
No one can.
You can't.
Studio Pana can't do it. Goro can't do it.
Well, and that's the thing. It's insulting to try.
Yeah.
To everyone. Goro, to Studio Ponic, like.
Yeah.
You just can't. You can't replicate something like that.
Yeah, like one of my favorite animated movies is Princess Mononoke. But that doesn't mean like any other movie is garbage. I'm just like, okay. I still love Princess Mononoke. I'm not going to discredit that. Like, it's a fantastic movie. One of the best movies ever made, in fact. But.
Yeah. That doesn't.
Just because someone else does like a movie in like the same genre or
style.
Yeah.
Like.
I can't keep comparing it to Princess Mononoke.
Right. So, but that's
I'm just setting myself up for disappointment.
I think that's the biggest failure, though, is like it's everyone expecting Studio Ghibli to remain the same under new management when it's just not. It's not. Like, it's a new person with their own ideas, their own.
Yeah, that time has passed, and
it's like
Hayao earned his retirement.
He just wants to pick up trash. Just please stop asking him to come out of retirement.
Like, leave him alone. He
just let him
did
live
many
his
great
life.
movies. He doesn't want to make another one.
And he's even said, like, he's still going to draw and he's still probably going to make little shorts and things.
Yeah.
But, like, he doesn't want to be Studio Ghibli anymore. And I don't even think that he doesn't want to. He understands he's done.
Yeah.
Like, he understands his limit. His time has passed. Like, he wants to be old and do things that make him happy outside of the studio.
Yeah. So, we'll leave with that.
Toodles.